Yo, welcome back to Eat, Sleep, Breathe, Hoops with your boy, Nikki P. Y'all know what time it is. Let's jump right into it, man. It's going to be a fun one. So what do y'all think it really takes to win a championship? If you listen to the mainstream NBA discourse, the answer is simple. You need a top 5 player. You need a guy who can get you 30 in a playoff closeout game. You need a superstar. But here's a question that haunts general managers every summer. What if you don't have a superstar? What if you ain't got that guy? Tonight, we're about to play a little game, a thought experiment. I'm going to build a championship contending team using 0 all-stars, not a single player who has made an all-star game. We're talking defensive specialists, sharpshooters, glue guys, the kind of players who make a superstar super. This isn't about finding the best players. It's about finding the right players, the ones who do the dirty work, the ones who stretch the floor, guard the other team's best player, and never need the ball in their hands to impact winning. Can this team win a title in the modern NBA? Shoot, let's build it out and find out. At PG, we're going to roll with Peyton Pritchard. Let's start with the engine. At point guard, we need someone who can handle the rock, shoot the lights out, and play with pace. But he can't be a defensive liability, and he has to be comfortable playing on or off the ball. So Peyton Pritchard of the Boston Celtics is my pick for PG, who fits that mold. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pritchard, a championship point guard? Come on now. But look at what he's doing right now in the 2025-26 season. Following the trade of Anthony Simons, Pritchard has stepped into a starting role and is averaging, double-digit points, over 5 assists a game, and hitting almost 3 threes a game in an efficient clip. He's playing over 30 minutes a game a night, and he started about 49, 50 games this season, plus probably a few more after y'all get to this video. What makes Pritchard perfect for this roster is his versatility. He's a career 40% three-point shooter who can play with any system. He doesn't need to dominate the ball to be effective, but he can run an offense when he's asked. More importantly, he's a proven winner who's learned from the Celtics championship culture. Pritchard gives us elite shooting from the point guard position without the ego that comes with being a traditional star. He's the kind of player who can knock down a 30-point game when needed every blue moon, but is just as happy making the extra pass. In a lineup full of role players, that unselfishness is crucial. And at the 2-guard spot, we need a defensive stopper who can also knock down the outside shot. We need someone who can guard the opposing team's best perimeter player night in and night out without needing plays for him called on the offensive end. Give me that boy Royce O'Neal of the Phoenix Suns. O'Neal is having a career resurgence in the 2025-26 season. The 9th-year veteran is averaging over 10 points a game while he's shooting over 40% clip from behind the arc. He's also chipping in almost 5 boards a game and a few assists and over a steal a game across nearly 30 minutes per game. But the numbers don't tell the full story. O'Neal is what scouts call a positional defender. He's 6'4" with a strong frame that allows him to guard anywhere from point guards to small forwards. He's the kind of player that Eric Spoelstra, one of the best coaches in the league, trusts to start because he simply doesn't make mistakes. What I love about O'Neal for this roster spot is his three-point volume and efficiency. He's currently hitting about 44% from deep over 7 attempts per game this season, which is a personal best for his career. In today's NBA, having a shooting guard who can defend at a high level and space the floor is worth its weight in gold. O'Neal does both without ever needing the ball in his hands to be effective. Now moving on to that small forward position. At small forward, we need the ultimate glue guy. The player who does everything that doesn't show up in the box score. The guy who makes winning plays, takes charges, and defends multiple positions. That player is Dean Wade of the Cleveland Cavs. If you ain't know Dean Wade, you haven't been paying close enough attention. Sporting News recently called him the ultimate glue guy for the Cavaliers, and for good reason. Wade is a player who has never averaged over 6 points a game or more than 4 rebounds a game in a year, yet he's become indispensable to a key Cleveland Cavs team with championship aspirations. Why, you may ask? Because Wade does everything else. He has a defensive mindset, a reliable three-point shot that opponents can't ignore, and he's willing to use his 6 fouls every single night. He follows in the footsteps of players like Bruce Bowen, Shane Battier, Anderson Varejao, guys who helped elevate talented rosters from good to great throughout sheer effort and intelligence. Wade is the kind of player who can guard multiple positions, switch on to anyone, and never get exposed. In February of this season, He registered a game with 3 steals, 2 blocks, 3 assists, 8 rebounds against the New York Knicks. Those numbers don't scream all-star at you, but they scream winning basketball and being willing to do whatever it takes on that court every night. In the starting lineup of role players, Wade is the glue that holds everything together. He's the safety valve, the defensive anchor, and the emotional leader who sets the tone each and every night. At power forward, we need a player who can stretch the floor, defend multiple positions, and provide some shot creation when the offense stalls. We need a modern big who fits today's NBA. That player is P.J. Washington of the Dallas Mavericks. Washington has quietly become a steady force for the Mavericks, averaging about 14 a game and 7 boards, while providing exactly what a contending team needs. Toughness, versatility, all that good stuff. He's the perfect glue guy for any roster because he gives you solid production across almost every category without hurting your percentages. What makes Washington perfect for this team is his ability to play both forward spots and even small ball center when needed. He's a career 36% three-point shooter, can space the floor, and open up the lanes and open up the spacing in the court in general for the rest of the guards on the team. But he's also strong enough to guard bigger players in the post if needed. Remember, this is a player who was a key piece in the Mavericks' run to the 2024 NBA Finals. He blossomed into their third leading postseason scorer behind Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Washington proved he can perform on the biggest stage. He doesn't shy or get scared like a deer in the headlights when he's on that biggest stage, and he did it even without making the All-Star team. That's exactly the kind of player we're building around. And last but not least, let's get into that center, quote-unquote, center position. We need a modern 5 who can protect the rim, space the floor, punish mismatches. We need a player who can stretch opposing bigs out to 3 while holding his own defensively. That's Naz Reid of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Reid is a definition of a modern big who can do it all. Even though he mostly comes off the bench for Minnesota, he's playing a career-high 26 minutes per game and averaging over 13 points and 6 boards a game. But the real value comes from his unicorn stats. He hits about 2.1 threes per game and chips in nearly 1 block and 1 steal every night. Reid's 37.2% three-point shooting makes him a nightmare for opposing centers to guard. And he has a handle. If you put a traditional center on him, he drags them out to the perimeter and opens up driving lanes. If you put a smaller player on him, he can punish them in a post because he's not scared to play with his back to the basket. In our lineup, Reid is the perfect complement to our perimeter players. He provides floor spacing that allows Pritchard, O'Neal, and Washington to attack closeouts while also giving us rim protection on the other end. He's a mid-round fantasy gold mine in real life. And for our hypothetical situation, our hypothetical team we talking about right now, he's the anchor of a modern, positionless offense. A starting 5 is only half the battle, though. To win a championship, you need depth. So let me quickly name our bench. And let's get into this bench and why this team will work. Asar Thompson of the Detroit Pistons gives us elite defensive versatility. He's averaging 1.9 steals per game and can guard any position on the floor. Sam Hauser of the Boston Celtics is 6'8" forward who shoots 42% from behind the arc last season. In a bench unit, his shooting is lethal. And then give me Luke Kennard. He gives us another elite shooting specialist off the bench. Over his last 300 games, he's made about over 45% of his threes. And Isaiah Hartenstein of the Thunder. He provides big backup center minutes with elite rebounding and playmaking from the big spot, and he plays with heart out there. So here's the question. Can this team really win a title? Shoot, in a league obsessed with superstars, I say it's not too far-fetched. Let's say that. It's highly probable, highly likely, especially in a wide-open NBA like today. Here's why. This team has no weaknesses. We have shooting at every position. We have switchable defenders 1 through 5 just about. We have players who have all proven they can perform in big moments and make big plays, and most importantly, 0 egos. When you build a team with role players, you're not asking anyone to sacrifice their game. You're asking them to do exactly what they've been doing best. Pritchard runs the show. O'Neal locks down the best guard. Wade does the dirty work. Washington spaces the floor. Reid stretches the defense. This team wouldn't win with highlighted plays. They'd win with execution. They'd win with defense. They'd win with beautiful, underappreciated art of the role player type of basketball. In a league where superstars win MVPs, role players win championships. And this would be proof. Thanks for watching. Let me know what y'all think about this starting five and the bench. Let me know if you would sub any other players in for that starting five, or sub somebody on the bench, or put somebody from that bench I listed into the starting five. Let's chop it up. Y'all really think a team full of role players with no all-stars and no superstars could get a chip? Because this roster that we just built out right now is looking pretty strong, pretty promising. So yeah, jump in that comment section. Let's chop it up. Holla at me. Let's debate. Let's talk hoops. And until the next time, y'all know what time it is. It's eat, sleep, breathe, hoops. And you've been rocking with your boy, Nicky P. And until the next one, peace.